What is this LSAT thing and why should you be concerned about it? The law school admission test is one of the primary factors of determining admission to law school, but you probably know that already. Here's what you may or may not know. The LSAT is given multiple times a year. Most people take it in the fall, but you should take it when it works best for you. You'll need to check the LSAT website for exact dates and times. The test consists of 5 sections, each of which is 35 minutes long. After taking 3 sections back to back, you'll be given a 15-minute break and then you'll complete the final 2 sections. There are 3 different types of sections: logical reasoning, reading comprehension, and logic games. In the logical reasoning section, you'll find short paragraphs followed by individual questions. There are between 24 and 26 questions in each logical reasoning section, and there are 2 logical reasoning sections per test. The reading comprehension is probably more familiar to you because it resembles a reading comp you saw in the SAT. This section consists of 4 passages, each of which is followed by 6 to 8 questions, which makes about 27 questions total. Logic games is probably the least familiar. It consists of 4 logical puzzles, each of which is followed by 5 to 7 questions for a total of about 23. That means the scored portion of the test consists of approximately 100 questions. Logic games worries many students, but technically it accounts for the fewest questions, whereas a logical reasoning accounts for half the test. All questions have an equal value, and you are not permitted to go back and work on other sections if you finish early. In addition to these 4 scored sections, you'll complete 1 unscored experimental section, which will either be a logical reasoning, reading comp, or games section. It will be impossible to tell apart from the 4 scored sections and could appear at any time. This is the way the makers of the LSAT test out their new questions. You are required to complete the section even though it doesn't count towards your score. Following the test, there's a 35-minute mandatory writing sample, but this is relatively simple and it isn't scored. The number of questions you answer correctly out of 100 is referred to as your raw score, but this is converted into a scaled score, which is a thing that really matters. These scores run from 120 to 180, and they measure your performance against other people who took the LSAT when you did. A score of 151, for instance, equates to the 50th percentile. 163 equates to the 90th percentile, and a 172 equates to the 99th. This means that somebody within 172 scored higher than 99 out of 100 people. Generally, you must answer approximately 60 of 100 questions correctly to get a 151, 80 questions for a 163, and 90 questions for a 172. But this can vary depending on how the other people perform on the test. If everyone else does well, you'll need to answer more questions correctly to get a given score. Because the LSAT is such an important factor in law school admission, just a few points can mean the difference between a good school and a great school, or between paying for law school and getting a scholarship. And a good LSAT score can outweigh a mediocre GPA. It's really important that you get the best score possible, so we're glad that you're starting to think about how you're going to study for the test. Check out our blog, YouTube videos, and online course tour for more free resources to help you conquer the LSAT.